Hello. Welcome, gamers. It is Friday. That's right, it's Friday, April 5th of the year 2024. It's 5:06 p.m. Eastern time. Eastern daylight time, right? Yeah, daylight time? I don't know. Yes, it's daylight time. Also, check this out. This is today's drawing. It's me as a Picross grid. And what do we have here? Look at this. Whoa, whoa, look at this. It fits perfectly. Check that out. Anyway, welcome. Welcome Stream Elements, welcome Namington, Hamp, Ascapade, Rem2Ember, Hamflow, Raffle My Waffle, Fotato, Brooke, Nutritious, and Stanley. Everyone's here. Also, look at this, it fits this one as well. Look at the shapes, we got the shapes all here. And also these shapes. You're looking at this shape in the background right here. It fits that as well. Anyway, we gotta reset this transform. It's right there, it is. And we will now resume with the puzzles. Last week we did some. Look, there they are. We solved some puzzles. It took us a long time though. But we're back today to resume. You already know. Maybe I shouldn't start with a 15 by 15. Maybe I should start with a hold on. With the 10 by 10. It's my problem last time, I spent too much time on this. Okay, let's do this one. Yeah, to resume. To zoom a second time. Or more. Third time or fourth time. You simply don't know. Anyway, before I do this though. I was not streaming yesterday because I was at the office, and yesterday was World Rat Day. For those who were not familiar, it's a day where we celebrate the rats of the world. And I did see several rats yesterday. We try to pull up the video. Posted this on Discord. But of the people that are not on the Discord. Here it is. How do I link to how do I get the URL for this? Do I have to download it? Full screen. Is there a way to copy a video URL from Discord? Copy text. Copy message link. Is that something? Welcome, Zoli. I do not know how to do it. Okay, you know what? I don't know. Okay, well, I guess I'll download it. Download the video of this rat. Okay, it's being downloaded into my temporary directory. And then I will add the source. I probably could have set this up before I started the stream, but I didn't. Welcome Satomura M as well. Okay, check this out. I don't know why the video flashes, but there's a rat. There's a rat. There's another rat right there. Okay, and then the video flashes. It did not flash. Wait, why? Is that a Discord only thing? Hold on, let me go to properties. Let me loop the video, okay? We have a rat right there. And then a second rat showed up. Check this out. I actually saw more than 2 rats yesterday. On the same station, there were, I saw 2 other rats before I saw these ones. But they were going too fast. I was not able to pull out my camera in time. My phone camera. And, I missed them. And then I walked a bit farther. And then they showed up. These are different rats, though. I know because they were in a different area. What if they were the same 2? I doubt it. I would have seen them. I recognize rats sometimes. They were going a certain way, and it was a different way. It was not even the same way as the other rats. Actually, no, it was the same way, which implies that they're different rats. They were headed in the same direction, and I did not see those rats go back. Anyway, they were actually very small compared to other rats that I've seen in the subway. It was like, whoa, what the, is this a family of small rats? What's the deal? And I don't know. It simply lacked information. Anyway, it was not raining yesterday, which was nice. You know, on Tuesday when I was also in the office, it was raining and it was like depressing and sad. But yesterday it was like kind of sunny. Not so bad. And it was good. We had good times out there. Commuting to the office. Returning from the office, it still took me like an hour, 20 minutes to get home. But it's not so bad when it's not raining. But yeah, that was yesterday. Had some good food. It's kind of nice. I also even brought up that it was Rat Day. At work, during lunch, we were talking about stuff, and then the word rat came up. And I was like, hey, did you know? I said International Rat Day, but it was actually World Rat Day. But, I said yo, did you know it's International Rat Day? And they're like, whoa, what? That's crazy. What a good day for that, because we're in New York, the city that has many rats. And I was like, so true. That's so true. There are a lot of rats out here. I wonder if I'll see one today. And then I did. And then I saw them. It was like the prophecy was foretold. More rats than people. Is that really so surprising, though? Like, rats are really common. I would be surprised if there were fewer rats than people. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. You know, rats, they're out there. They're out there, common in society. They're living their best life. Hopefully. I would assume so. Maybe they're living their worst life. But maybe I think they should be living their best life. That's what I think. As long as they're good, then they're great. Then they're doing good in society. But yeah. Not too much yesterday. You know, the same. I had a food, you know, food's pretty good. Had food at the office. And my coworkers told me that there was a Slack channel where people post when they have leftovers. You know, like if you're ever in an office and then like someone had like an office event or something and they ordered food for it. And then like, you know, at the end of the meeting, they don't have enough people to eat all the food. So then they leave it out there. Right? There's like a Slack channel. It was like when people have leftovers, they just post it in that channel. And then people show up and they're like, yo, we gotta get this leftover pizza. Let's go. And then they get it. The city of the rats. No, these are for people. You think this Slack channel is for rats? You think the rats have like a somewhere they communicate about leftovers? You know, the rats on the subway? Actually, they even talked about the subway rat. When I mentioned it was Rat Day, one of my coworkers was like, yo, do you see that video of the rat with the pizza? I was like, of course. It's a classic video. Everyone knows the rat with the pizza. Did you know the rat with the donut? Did you know the video of the rat with the smaller rat? And it was good. Streaming days prepared him for in real life conversations. So true. I brought up Rat Day. It was like cool information. Useful things to bring to discussions. You talk about rats. You talk about what weird day it is. You're like, hey, did you know today is International Corn Cob Day or whatever? And they're like, wow, I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing this important information. But, you know, it was nice. It's good times out there. I used the standing desk for like 2 hours yesterday. And my legs do not feel as tired as they were the last time I did it. So that's nice. You know, making progress on not being tired as much. Also, what is this? A bird? That's not a bird. Cream puff. I thought it was a bird. Do you see this? Hold on. Doesn't this kind of look like a bird? If this was like an eye, and this was like the beak, and this was like a wing. That's what I thought. I thought it was a bird, just like a really round bird. But no, it's a cream puff. But you could see it, right? It's kind of like a bird. Yeah, like that. A sanding grind. Rise and grind, gamers. Or so I also missed Tamplo's message. According to a recent estimate, there's now as many as 3 million rats. Actually, less rats than people. Fewer rats. Okay. Well, I don't know. New York lost second place to LA for rattiest city. Yeah, we should reclaim that title. We should introduce more rats to the city's population. That's what I think. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Did I welcome Namington? I did. You were like the first person here. Welcome Slime Molder. LA has better rat weather. That is true. Chicago #1. Introduce rats to Alberta and they've had it too good. What is the least rattiest city though? What city needs more rats? They have like a decline in rat population. Stream Elements was the first person. I don't think Stream Elements is a person. I would not qualify that as a real person. Edmonton, Calgary. As the least ratty city. Alberta is rat-free? I doubt that. There's probably rats out there. What if, like, you know, what if someone just brought rats to the city? And then it's not rat-free. That's what they say is rat-free. Maybe they meant it's free rats. Okay, you ever consider this? Instead of rat-free, ever think about how that's like, the definition? If you just replace the word rat and free, and you reverse the order? Free rats. It's like the opposite definition. Welcome, Michael. You can't just say that. As your first message in today's stream, you can't just call out someone else. Yeah, just 10,000 rats. Alberta maintains its rat-free status by monitoring for them and killing any rat that crosses the border. They have like border patrol for rats. Also, welcome, Rono. That's kind of messed up. You see why Michael's well hated in the VTuber community? I kind of understand now. I thought it was a joke, but like now that he does this every stream, I'm like, I see, I understand. It's messed up. Why would you do this, Michael? You used to be so normal, and now you're here calling out other people. They're just chilling in the chat. And you had to be like, look at this rat nerd over here. What's wrong with you? Why would you do this? People change. Rats change. But anyway. A good time yesterday. And then I went home, and then I rested, and then I turned on ChocoJax's stream, and then Hamflow was streaming. Great time. It's okay, she's my friend. It's a bit of banter. Is it though? Is it okay? Are you sure about this? Is this like in a parasocial kind of way? Or is she actually your friend? We just don't know. There's this funny thing today when I was watching Northernlion stream. And someone was asking like, okay, so Northernlion has 2 cats. One of them, Ruka and Tomo. And then one chatter was like, oh, we haven't seen Ruka in a long time. What's he up to? And then he was like, He doesn't even know you, man. And I was like just thinking about this. Just like, man, this chatter is parasocial for Northern Lion's cat that he hasn't seen in a while. He's just out there living his life as a cat. It is true though. You know, when streamers have pets, and like their pets don't even know. They don't even understand the concept of chat. They don't know that they've been streamed online. They don't even know what streaming is. That there's people out there that care about their well-being, despite only ever seeing them on camera. I don't know. Anyway, that's something. Weeping and sobbing. Michael memes are fun. What is the best Michael meme? Now I feel bad because I asked Ember how her rats were. Are they well? Are they doing well? Yeah, they don't even know you, right? Parasocial for Ember's rats? Can't believe this. They're not even aware. They don't even know who Michael is. Well, if you can't ask that, ask what? What did I ask? I don't know. Anyway, it was just a joke, okay? They're just chilling out there. If they were well, can't believe that. Why would you ask about my pet that I don't actually have? Unbelievable. You think you deserve to know anything about how these rats are doing? I don't think so. You should just pretend to not care. I don't know. Anyway, what else happened yesterday? Hold on, did I write anything in my notes that I take every day? Oh yes, okay. I did see multiple people playing games on their phone that were like New York Times adjacent. So like last time I went outside, I saw there was like this kid who was playing New York Times Connection. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But yesterday I saw there was like one person playing like New York Times Spelling Bee game, which I didn't even know people played. And then there was like another two people playing Sudoku. And I was like, wow, what's going off? I haven't seen anyone playing like, you know, the typical games like Subway Surfer or like, I don't know, what else do people even play? Candy Crush. I didn't see any of that. I'd only seen Sudoku and other games. I don't know if it's New York Times Sudoku, but it was Sudoku of some sort. Also, welcome to Eggbarrel. It's about strands. Yeah, that game's hard. I don't understand the strategy of that game. I guess I don't understand the strategy of Sudoku either, because I don't play it. It's out there. It's an understandable game. I think New York Times does have Sudoku, right? Let me check. I feel like they probably do. New York Times Sudoku. It does. It does in fact have Sudoku. And it has multiple difficulties. Easy, medium, hard, and log in. That's 4 difficulties right there. Log in, that's like the most complex difficulty you can have. Sometimes the theme sucks and it's too broad. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the strats. Wait, this can't be there. Ever hated the one French strands? What did they do? I might try the New York Times Sudoku. I don't know if it like requires a subscription though, because like I know some of the New York Times games when you try to play them, it's like, hey, try to sign up, log in for an account to actually play this game. They need age verification, do they? Who's gonna like sign up specifically for Sudoku? Seems unlikely to me. It was all French loanwords, but they chose really obscure ones. Can't believe that. Why would they do that? Why would New York Times do such a thing? Oh shoot, okay, something here's wrong. Oh, wait, what? Oh no, this is just a 10 by 10 and I've spent so long on this. Hold on, what's wrong here? What even could this be? Maybe this is not there. Maybe that's over there. And then what? Maybe this is there. And then that. And then you have that. That doesn't work. Okay, I'm gonna restart this. Today's strand was okay. I don't know if I even want to try it. That's what I think. That's what I think about your strands, New York Times. Not even worth my New York time. Guys, get it? One of the strands were kind of dumb because they took it from another one of their games. They're reusing content out there. They could just do that. Anyway, today there was like a small earthquake. Anyone experience this today? Any East Coast residents out there? I forget what time it was. It was like midday. Things started shaking. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. There's like never an earthquake around here. Like the last one that I remember happening was in 2011. And no, it was pretty small here. Place that I live. There was no real damage. Nothing even fell over. You know, some people, they joke about like, oh, we had a huge earthquake. My cardboard boxes fell over. No, nothing even happened here. I was sitting down and then I was like, whoa, things are shaking. And then after like a minute, it was over. But then everyone on the work Slack was like, whoa, earthquake, you see that? You hear that? Do you experience this? Earthquake, whoa, man, there's an earthquake. It felt it in New Jersey. I was in Boston and New York, oh, earthquake. It happened. It was not so bad though. But that is, you know, it did give me something to talk about for like 2 minutes. That's good. It's a common thing to like, you know, it's like talking about the weather. You know, oh man, it was raining today. Oh yeah, it was snowing, whatever. It was an earthquake. And everyone can understand that. You could go up to someone and be like, you know, a week from now, be like, whoa, you remember that earthquake? And they would be like, whoa, yeah, so true, I was there. It's shaking. It's crazy. Earthquake, whoa. So once Balatro hits mobile, how long do you think until you find another player out in the wild? I don't know. Maybe, likely. I mean, I'll definitely be playing it though. I'll have it on my iPad. Never experienced any natural disasters like that. Do they not have earthquakes over there? But yeah, they're pretty rare over here as well. The first time it happened in 2011, it was like really weird because I had never experienced one before. And it was just like, whoa, is this an earthquake? Am I like imagining things? Like there's never an earthquake here. And then things started shaking. And I was like, wow. I guess that happened, huh? They're super rare here because we are not all that tectonic. I see. Well, if you ever go to Japan, sometimes it happens. I think there was one earthquake one time when I was in Japan. It was also like a small one. So I've experienced like a total of maybe 3 earthquakes my entire life. And they were both pretty small. When I was little, I remember playing SimCity. It was full of natural disasters. I asked my dad why we don't get them. He told me we have giants protecting the country from them. Dang, they're doing work out there. It's crazy. Does the SimCity? I remember when I was a kid. I never really played SimCity, but I think one time I went to the library, and they had those on the computer. Actually, I don't know if it was at the library. I went somewhere, and they had SimCity. And my cousin and I, we would never play like the typical game mode. We would just play the mode where you had like infinite money, and you could just spawn natural disasters wherever you wanted. So we would just build some city. It was like creative mode, I guess. We would create some things, just spawn like UFOs, spawn like a tornado. It was cool. But I still don't really know how to play SimCity. I think my dad realized very early on that I was not a very smart kid, so he convinced me a lot of dumb stuff. Is that dumb though? Believing in mythological creatures protecting you? I don't know. Things that he knows. It's like believing in Santa, you know? Is that like a common thing that they tell people there? You know how like people say like Santa's there, the Tooth Fairy's there. They're real, by the way. But like they tell people this. It's like a common ingrained thing in society. Look over there, is it like a commonly held belief? There are mythical beings protecting us. Not necessarily just that, it was a couple of things. Was he gaslighting you? Smiling. Smiling for what? Stop believing in Santa quite early on. My parents managed to convince me attic basement gnomes existed for a long time. Welcome, watch feature. Why is everyone smiling? Basement gnomes. When did you stop believing in the basement gnomes? Are they even real? You have gnomes in your attic and basement. Anyone have rats in their attic / basement? Is this a common thing? I don't know. Anyway, this is here though. That's definitely there. When one night I woke up and my parents were setting up the basement gnome mystery puzzles for me. What? They were setting up gnome. They were trying really hard to convince you that the gnomes were real. They had a whole elaborate setup. Puzzles, they're setting up puzzles out there. It's crazy. Me, you have rats in your basement? Are they well fed? Are they doing well out there? They don't even know me. Why am I even asking about this? I didn't have a lot of money, so I didn't get expensive gifts. Instead, they made little treasure hunts for my puzzles. Presents, not puzzles. They made little treasure hunts for your presents. Did you enjoy them? Did you learn a lot? Is it like Picross? Did they have a thing where like solve this Picross puzzle? I won't give you a gift. This is a, yeah, it's a canoe. It's a kayak. I would have said kayak. Are kayaks the same as canoes? I don't know. I have an attic single floor house. Does the attic not count as a floor? What the frick is this puzzle? 15. 15 right there. You got the ones. That's cool though. You know, that's like a lot of effort to put through. To have to like make a puzzle for someone. A kayak is one person, a canoe is more than one. You know, I never really thought about it until today. Anyone here ever been kayaking or canoeing? Does anyone know what it's like to live that way? A kayak is closed on top while a canoe is open. Oh, I see, I see. I feel like when I think of canoes, I tend to think of like wooden ones, right? Whereas kayaks, like the image that they had earlier, it was like a yellow one. And I would have associated that with a kayak. Was this a mistranslation? Did Jupiter mess up? Come on. Okay, this has got to be a one. It's canoes at Disneyland. It's cute. I enjoyed it. They put a lot of effort into them. Yeah, that sounds cool. It's a good time. That sounds like good times out there. Puzzling. Making cool things. Okay, this one's gotta be there. And it has to go across right there. Magic Kingdom. The Disney Magical Kingdom. I think the king is pretty smart, actually. Remember, they would draw on some paper, burn the edges, put it in vinegar or something. So it looked like a proper treasure map. Yeah, that's like the kind of thing that people do in like school. I remember like when I was in like elementary school, I think we had this one project as like an entire class where we made like a fake newspaper. And we pretended that we were like learning about the American Civil War or something. And then we would write articles as if we were from that time period. And I made like a comic. And like we would write it out. And then like to make the paper look old, I think they did something like that. Or maybe we used like tea to stain the paper. Anyway, it was cool. One of those things, you know. Get the paper to look old. Classic burning paper. But not really burning. Just like, you know. Just make it look old. It's fun though. Anyone ever do something like that? They make you live tweet it. They would make you live stream it. Just pretend to be a streamer during that era. Like, yo, what's up, gamers? It's me, Abraham Lincoln. Today we're gonna look out here, and oh, there it is. I don't know. I don't know where this bit is going. Doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even make any sense to me. Why would Abraham Lincoln be a streamer? That's illogical. Maybe it's totally fine. I don't know. I don't think so. Just toasting it. Yeah, toasting, putting tea on it. That's just how we did it back in the days. Back in the olden days. But besides that, not too much. You know, it is Friday today. Long week. Just good old times out here. But when I was in the office, we have like catered lunches and breakfast. But like I never really thought about like whether people took the food home. And so I was asking like, do people ever take the food home? Because like they come in these like pre-packaged containers. And like you have to like return them. But they were like, yeah, totally. People do it all the time. So then, like, I thought if I went back to the kitchen at the end of the day, I would find some leftovers to take home. But there weren't. So I think I have to, like, take them earlier. You know, don't check at the end of the day. That's when the food is all gone. Another thing your dad gaslit you into believing was because you didn't really eat your veggies. He would say the computer would be able to see you. You didn't eat my food, and it wouldn't let you play on it. Do you think your computer would care, though? Yeah, Michael did not eat his vegetables. Don't let him play SimCity. I don't think it would care. The computer's not even eating its vegetables, right? Computers, they don't even eat. They just bite. Guys, they just bite. Because, like, bites, bits, and bites. Believed it. And you ate your veggies. Did you not enjoy vegetables as a kid? Any vegetable haters out here? I enjoyed vegetables. They were great. I never understood the cartoons that were like, of kids not enjoying vegetables. I'm like, what's wrong with vegetables? They taste good. Broccoli, right? This is a topic we've talked about many times. And Handful also talked about recently on his stream, but like, You know, you have like those cartoons where the kids are all like, ugh, broccoli, I hate broccoli, oh, it sucks. But then, like, when you actually eat broccoli in real life, it's like one of the best vegetables, in my opinion. When I was growing up, I loved broccoli. That didn't make sense. Yeah, but then, and then I talked about this as well, but like, then I had the broccoli that they served in school, and I was like, I see. I understand. Yeah, the steamed broccoli, the school lunch steamed broccoli was actually gross. So I was like, okay, I see. If you are preparing broccoli like this, then sure, I understand. then, okay, yes, this is in fact quite bad. But if you make it not bad, then it's actually good. Why don't you just try making it not bad? That simple. You used to hate vegetables, now you like plenty of them. What's the best one? Oh yeah, you like vegetables? What's the best one? Welcome, Loki. Sometimes it's also overcooked. Yeah, just like that game. Overcooked. Just like that game from the developers of Worms. 5 out here. You got the 1 and the 3. Alright, what is this? This is hold on. This is a speaker, a podium and a speaker. No, never mind. It's a desk. Study. Okay. It's a desk. Oh, I see. It's got a desk. It's got a chair, a bookcase, a picture frame. It's kind of impressive how much detail they put in there. Cauliflower. Cauliflower's pretty good. It's great. It's golden. Thank you, Wolfkey. It's 6 months. Not even just 6 months. 6 months in a row. Consecutive months. Repeated. Celery. I don't know how I feel about celery. Celery, it's like... it's too stringy, in my opinion. First sub not given by Denchi? What the... yeah, where's Denchi? Why isn't he gifting subs to everyone? What happened? He's changed, man. The crunch. Like, celery, I don't dislike celery. But, like... I don't know. There's better ones out there. Or does Denchi have a complaint to him? I don't know. Could find him on his Discord. Don't mind the stringiness too much. You can peel it to minimize that. Yeah, but it's like... it doesn't really have that much of a taste. Right? Celery, it's kind of like... it's just crunchy. But whatever, it's fine. It's better than not eating vegetables. Definitely. What's the worst vegetable? I feel like we've talked about this so much, so many times. Classic Wolfie stream. Revisiting the same topics over and over again. Whoa, vegetables. Whoa, I love those vegetables. I don't understand why people hate broccoli. Unbelievable. Am I right, guys? I know. That's why everyone's here. To hear the same topics repeated over and over. The sense of familiarity, you know? Given the choice, I would snack on other smaller vegetables like baby carrots or tomatoes. And tomatoes pretty good. You know what tomatoes are good? It's cherry tomatoes. Those are great. But there's also like grape tomatoes that are not the same, but they look very similar to cherry tomatoes. But they're not as good. I've had them. I was tricked. I was like, yo, you got cherry tomatoes? And then it was not even cherry tomatoes. I don't think I actually have a worst vegetables. Have you ever had a beef tomato? I have not. You ever have Tamako? Remember that Simpsons episode where Homer made Tamako? I don't remember that. I don't even know what a beef tomato is. I'm gonna assume it's not actually made of beef. It's just named that way for some reason. They're huge. I don't know. The episode grossed me out. I barely remember it. Beef steak tomato. Yeah, we did this whole thing a long time ago. I forget which stream. But it was one of the fishing streams where I looked up the names of different types of tomatoes. And we were like, whoa, look at this one. That's a weird looking tomato. That's a weird name for a tomato. What are they thinking? And then we laughed about it. We had good times. But those times are now in the past. We will never experience good times ever again. And we write down all topics we visited already so we don't visit them again. I used to actually take notes on the things we talked about. And then I was like, this is so much effort. Why am I doing this? And then I kind of stopped. In AI to blare an alarm when we talk about something we've already discussed. Exactly. We gotta always talk about fresh content out here. Never revisit old topics. If anyone ever talks about the same thing that we've already talked about, no, there needs to be a cooldown. It has to be at least 6 months since the last time. So it could be like, okay, we're talking about this thing today. Don't ever talk about this ever again until the cooldown is done. Then you'll be banned. I wouldn't do that. And that was on Choco. Anytime my name was mentioned, it would blare. The Blair Witch Project. Blaring. I don't know. Also, it's messed up. Choco Jax isn't even streaming today. He's going on vacation or something. Imagine that. Not even being able to watch one of her streams. It's Friday. Messed up. Yeah, not even next week. She's on vacation. What's happened? What's going on with the world, man? Did she say what she was doing? Where's she going? Friday. Welcome, props not Jack. It's fine day in California. Going to the eclipse, yeah, the solar eclipse, right? Yeah. Anyone going to see that? Not me. I'm not even gonna look outside. I'm gonna be like, eclipse, that's stupid. I'm just gonna stay in my house. And not even do it. I don't know, it might get dark outside though. It might be like, 3 p.m. or something, and I'll be like, wow, it's weirdly dark outside, what's happening? Also, okay, this is one thing I wondered. You ever wonder how humans are told not to look at the sun during the eclipse because, it hurts your eyes or whatever? Welcome to mine. Have you ever wondered, what's stopping animals from doing it? Have you ever thought about this? Right? Humans get damaged by looking at the sun. And yet you think there's animals out there that are whoa, the sun? What's happening to the sun? It's so dark. And then they look up and they get blinded. I looked that up a few days ago. And I was like, actually, animals don't tend to look at the sun in general. So it's not really a problem for them. Humans are the only ones that really have a reason to look at the sun. And I was like, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, what do they care? You think animals understand the concept of eclipses? They're not compelled. Yeah, because they don't know. They don't even know what's happening. They just think it's nighttime. But humans, we're too smart. We're like, oh, okay, this is like a once in 100 years thing, right? You gotta stand outside and looking and looking. and look at the sun. The animals, they're just living their daily lives. They don't even know. The concept of the earth revolving around the sun and the moon and the eclipse and all that, it's like, they don't care. They just want to eat the grass and live their lives. Okay, that's gotta go in there. Has to go in there. But yeah, you know, humans get injured doing a lot of things. And you wonder, like, why don't animals do this? Because they're, like, smart. They're not as stupid. Well, they're like, you know, they lack knowledge of some things. And due to their lack of knowledge, they don't encounter the same problems that we do. I think that's interesting. Choco is here. We could ask one. But she's a human. Wonder if any animals try to fall asleep during the eclipse. I wouldn't be surprised if there weren't, right? Isn't it like chickens or roosters, I guess? If like you make it seem like it's dark, like it's nighttime, and then they start crowing when you remove the darkness or whatever. It sounds so weird to say it like that, to remove the darkness. Like if you cover a rooster and it doesn't see the light, and then you uncover it, it starts crowing. Crowing, isn't that? It's just it's a rooster. It's not a crow. This is a tree. It's the windmill. A wind turbine. I see. Let's see. I remember last time the birds in my area freaked out when it started getting dark. Yeah, it must mess up like a lot of things. Right? Think about like animals are not aware of these things. There are animals that just fall asleep if you cover their eyes. True. They're just like us. Those are the ones you work with. Which one? Birds? Oh, wind turbines? Hear that they're working with wind turbines? Miku Expo is kicked off. Yeah, I knew about it because Northernlion was talking about it. Isn't that strange? That I learned about this because Northernlion talked about Miku today. People in chat were asking him if he saw Miku when he was on vacation. And he was like, no, I didn't even go to that. Because like his wife is an anime fan, and she went to the Miku concert. So then people asked NL like if he went, and he was like, no, someone has to take care of the kid. So he was taking care of the child. But you know, they were there. And I love all people, despite Cole saying that he was. Oh, you know, I do remember that. That is true. He did mention. He also tweeted about it. I forgot. He sold a massive new contract. 1,100 windmills. Are you allowed to reveal that information? Like, what if we just like look up the news and find out companies that have signed contracts? You are. Then we can find out where you work. You're given too much information, Michael. This is how people get you. Gonna find you. And then they'll be like, now I know where Michael works. Unbelievable. Why would he work for this company? It's messed up. See, your friends are going to concert tomorrow. I'm not going to because I never bought tickets, but I'm sure they'll have fun. What if they hate it? Everyone's like, sure hope that concert is fun. I was seeing some tweets recently recommended that were like, they were projecting it on like a really small screen. And they were like, oh, look, the Miku concert from like 10 years ago was even better. They had bigger screens. And I'm like, I don't know. I've never been to one. I don't know what it's like. It's like a really long line for merch. Also, yeah, Crypto Necrodancer had a Miku update. I did see that. I'd honestly be surprised if you could to find Michael's company that he works for. Wind turbo 1100 windmills. Let me find this information. 1100 windmill Denmark. No. Hey, there's a thing for New Jersey though. How an offshore wind farm could come onshore. One of the world's largest offshore wind developers, Denmark-based Ørsted, wants to bring 1100 megawatts of electricity onshore. Is that where you work, Ørsted? I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. It's the O with a dash through it. The horizontal, not horizontal, diagonal dash. I don't know. Crypto the Necrodancer had a Miku update. Necrodancer Composer was at the concert because he lives in Vancouver. Oh. That's cool. It isn't? You're telling me you don't work for Ørsted with the dash through it? You could just be pretending. We don't know. Anyway, whatever. Screen does look small, but it's having fun regardless. That's good. You know, people on Twitter, they're always making a big deal about things. They're like, look at this, the screen was tiny. How could you enjoy this when they had a bigger screen 10 years ago? And then the people that were there were just like, haha, it's Miku. Love that character. Miku, love their songs. People online were like, man, this sucks. I didn't go, but like if I went, I'd be upset. Feel sad for these people. They paid money for this. Oh, I would never. Urgh. Yay, Miku. Am I working from office again? Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yes. Just go to Twitter for art along with stream updates. So true. I don't even post on Twitter that much anymore. Be cool to see one of the Splatoon hologram concerts. Yeah. That'd be cool. I remember the last one that they had, apparently, do you all see this one? Apparently it was like canceled because of like death threats or something. And then someone posted a video of like what the concert was like, and it was like, it's kind of depressing because no one was there. Sad. It would have been cool. Okay, you didn't hear about this? Okay, it did happen though. They were gonna have like a concert, and then people were just like, there was one guy who was like threatening something. I don't know what exactly the details were. And then to be cautious, they were like, okay, we're not holding this in person anymore. We will stream it though, online. And then they did. Fans of Eclipses and Miku be like, where do I go? Can't go to both. What if Miku performed at the Eclipse site? Yeah, one guy. How could one guy do this? The online one got a lot of views though. Was it free or do you have to pay money for it? I think maybe it was free. Oh, is this another earthquake? I heard another shake. Hold on. I hear some rumbling. I'm not sure if this is another earthquake. No, I don't feel it. Maybe it was like a short 2-second one. Stay safe. I don't feel any shaking. I think it's fine. Hopefully, I don't know. Man, this is like one of those things where like sometimes you'll see streams of like VTubers in Japan when they encounter an earthquake, and then people post clips about it. They're like, oh, check it out, this is the moment when this VTuber experienced an earthquake. This is like that. Lightly hurt too. Okay, so then it is an earthquake. Wow, that's crazy. Is my place high up? Nope. It's not at all. But I would imagine if you're like on like a tall building, it might be a bit more concerning. Also, welcome Devin. Thank you for the 21 months. Yeah, my place is not like it's not like a tall building. Exactly. See, if I was in the office, then it would be concerning because that office, you know, office buildings tend to be pretty tall. That's why we shouldn't be. This is why we shouldn't be going back to the office. Because like, think about the possibility of an earthquake. You know, people instituting return to office policies in New York, they didn't consider this. Think about the earthquake possibilities. Messed up. Also, yes, I should hydrate, but not yet because I'm close to being finished here. There, look at this. What is this? This is it's an owl. Hold on. Before I go back, did that not look like an owl? Oh. No, okay. Fireplace, alright. Can you see it still? Doesn't this kind of look like there's like an eye over there, there's another eye. It's like a beak. Anyway, I'm gonna hydrate. All right, I have to enable the redeems, right? Because like I normally enable the redeems on Thursday, but I wasn't streaming on Thursday. Okay, let me go back. Okay, redeems are on. Here, I'll even put the water back. Yeah, fireplace. Where's place gonna work now? That makes more sense than how's place gonna find a job. Anyway, actually, I wonder if I search on Twitter. The first thing that I did when I encountered the earthquake today, earlier, was I looked on Twitter. I searched for earthquake on Twitter. And then I saw many people were like, whoa, earthquake again, whoa, earthquake. Okay, yes, people are tweeting about it. People have in fact tweeted, anyone else feel another earthquake? Just felt another earthquake. Alright, chill with the earthquakes. Just felt another one, hashtag earthquake. Earthquake aftershock. Anyway, so I forgot to remove the water. Okay, let's do this one. Earthquake. Quake, that's the video game. The classic video game. I'm gonna start tweeting, anyone felt that earthquake at random time? Yo, you could have a bot that does that. Welcome, Yuko. Think I was asleep during earthquake if it reached this far south? Don't know if it did. It was just like 2 minutes ago. I don't know how long it takes for earthquakes to travel. It was like 2 minutes ago. 3 minutes ago. I don't know. Welcome, Rojo Mound. 15. Which one? What's this? Look at all these ones. Hold on. How many ones are there? There's 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, that's literally just that. That's literally the only possibility here. It's math. Easy. And then you got this one. We're not talking about the one this morning. No, it was literally just now. It's another one right now. You could experience it soon. Maybe. Whatever the speed of sound is in rock. I don't know. I was gonna make a joke about like rock, like the music genre known as rock, but then like I don't know anything about rock, so I was unable to make a clever joke related to that. But you could, if you knew rock and sound. You could be like, you could make a funny joke. Let's pretend that I made one though. Wow, that joke. That was a hilarious joke. Great joke. Great joke, streamer. Anyway. What's the deal with earthquakes? Am I right? Games. So funny. Thank you. I tried. I'm out here trying to make jokes. The Beatles, if it was anime. Rock? Dude, the Beatles... That's not rock, right? What is that? Good one, Wolfie. Remove this after posting message. I can't do that. It's impossible. Okay, there are 4 ones, so it must be here. And it must be there. This one seems fairly simple. I think. That one has to be there. And then none of these could even be there. Could this even be? You got the 1, you got the 9. Cross that off. Anyway, anything else happening out there besides earthquakes? Any cool things when I was not streaming yesterday? Mint is back. Not Mint Costello, but the other Mint. He's back. That's cool. I was meant to say before. Remove this before posting this message. I see. Messed up. You hacked up. You didn't even do the joke right. The Beatles was one of the leading rock bands of their time. Maybe I'm thinking of rock differently. When I think of rock, I think of like rock guitars. But I know there's like different types of rock, right? There's sedimentary rock. There's igneous rock. Metal. Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. And what the heck is rock? I don't know. They play guitar. Yeah, but it's like I was thinking of like a rock guitar. I don't know. Xylophone. Yo, xylophone. 2 wasps got into your bathroom? How did you get them out? Did you have to like call someone? Did you do the thing where like you had like a thing of gasoline and you like trapped them in the gasoline? I don't know. Yeah, I'm back. I've returned. I'm not streaming yesterday. We got the 1 and the 10. 110. Yeah, I'm 110 to solve this puzzle. Why does the bottom one have a gold border? Because it's special. I think it gives you something with a clip Picross. A mode that I have not yet played. Small desk vacuum capture them? I would feel... that feels dangerous. I don't know. To like try to vacuum up a wasp. I'm gonna assume that it went well because you're fine, right? That's cool. The Beatles, also welcome Steve-O, the human. The Beatles were the first idol band. An integral part of the Beatles experience was each member's personalities and antics. I don't know about that. Maybe they're British. It's special just like you. That's cool. Special Picross. Made tacos. Taco Thursday? Taco Thursday? That's true, like that they were an idol band? Is it though? I've seen the videos of people screaming over them. No. But I could imagine. I mean, isn't that true of like a lot of musicians? Okay, yes, I guess they were idols, but not in the way that we think of. I guess when I think of idols now, I think of like Japanese idols, which is like a different thing. But yeah, I guess like idol in the general sense, yeah, I guess they were. That is true. Yeah, pop idol. Exactly. But doesn't like every well-known band have fans like that? I mean, I guess they are idols. That's true. So true for this. In the Western context, idols were actually popular musicians for a long time. Yeah. Joel Biden. What? But yeah, that's how they are. It really says a lot about society, you know? Idol culture, the Beatles. Imagine doing like Watergate chants to Beatles songs. Watergate to the president. As he's giving the inauguration address or whatever. As he's doing his State of the Union update. Just have people in the background doing like the glow sticks. Early examples of a culture without any modern changes can look almost unrecognizable. Without any modern changes. Yeah, times do be different though. Times are different. They're not the same anymore. Michael got a parcel today. What was in it? I attended a panel workshop on how to Watergate. Did they teach you about PPPH? Did they teach you about... What did they teach there? I don't know. Over air dolphin. Tigers. Frankly, you're tempted to incorporate into dance games freestyle. It's fancy. So wacky. A makeshift plushie? Of what though? Thundersnake? I'm vaguely aware of what that is. Simple chance. It's like if you learn about doing like the calls, it like makes you realize how formulaic a lot of songs are. A lot of them work well. The same chants work for different songs. Forbidden technique. Tigerin. Beast plush. That name sounds familiar. I think someone has mentioned that before. True. So true. And dancing is intense. Yeah, I don't know how to do the dances. It is cool though, if you go to like a concert and people are doing the calls. It's very immersive. Also a karaoke. You can do it at karaoke too. Mentioned it before, received it today. Okay, then it was probably you. I remember that name. Okay, that goes there. This is not even there. This 3 has got to go up. And then this can't be there. It's got to be there. I can see 1 square. What square? Okay, we got, this one is not here. So we have this one, and that one. Part of why I decided not to attend Miku Expo is that I realized I don't want to cheer at the concert. You don't have to. Just because you're at the concert doesn't mean you have to, like, you don't have to do it. Okay, we got the 2-3-2. Got the 2-1-3. The 2. It's a 2 right there. And then this can't be there. It's kind of boring, and what's the point? So you could just chill. I don't, you don't have to, like, go there and, like, go all out. It's just how it is. It is nice to just experience it. To be immersed in the music. Miku won't hear you no matter how much you cheer. Aw, man. What if Miku wasn't even real? Wouldn't that be messed up, guys? If you went to the concert and you found out that Miku was not real. I think some people will not recover from that. But what do you mean? No, like I thought she was real. She's just a hologram. She's not even a hologram. She's just on a screen. Messed up. You can chill at home. Yeah, but then you get the music though. Yes, the music is cool. Miku is real. 10 tiny cons. Yes. But the Vocaloids were all anime characters. The Vocaloids are just like VTubers. If you think about it, aren't Vocaloids just VTubers? But no. Fourth column for yeah, so true. Alright. Then you got the 3. It's gotta be there. Not really, but yeah. They're literally VTubers. But not. They're literally the same as VTubers if they were different. Okay, that's what I'm saying. If VTubers were good. Okay, this goes there. No! What? Oh, this goes there. Okay, what is this? City? A boat. Harbor. Cool. Aren't you just a VTuber? No, I'm just a guy who is also a VTuber. Okay, 13 is here. You guys ever watch VTubers? Isn't that cringe? Imagine watching VTubers. It's messed up. Okay, this one's gotta be there. That's there. And this one has to be here. Never watched a VTuber. Yeah, imagine doing that. Sometimes. Welcome Fireball Starfish. Yesterday in Hamflow stream there was a chatter who didn't know about VTubers. And there was just a sequence where we were all we were doing is talking in VTuber lingo. I remember. I was there. I remember this. Classic times. This goes there. The 5 goes there. This goes there. What does VTuber lingo include? Well, if you're talking about like, you know, graduations and like other stuff. And then someone's just like, I don't know what that means. I don't know this terminology. Zatsudon? What the heck is that? What is a VTuber? And what is a PNG tuber? I don't know. Sana? Who's that? You know, you're just naming VTubers. VTuber related terminology. They don't know. And then we were like, oh, do you see Mint came back? And they're like, who's Mint? I don't know who this is. And I was like, I remember. I was recommended a Mint graduation stream. Most of the time, actually, the facecam streamers I watch don't really have the right mood for me these days. What? Not even Northern Line. It's like the one non-VTuber streamer that I watch. Oh no, okay, Ellis is not a VTuber, so I guess that counts. I guess the one face cam streamer. I think it's got no the other mint. The ghost maid mint. Seadog. Seadog is like VTuber adjacent though. Like he's friends with a lot of VTubers. It's very similar. Okay, this goes up. I think 3 face cameras I occasionally watch. Name them. Name all of the streamers. 30 VTubers. I only know 1 mint. The dog. Dog VTuber. It's gonna be weird now because like people are gonna say mint and then like I tend to think of the dog VTuber, you know, because like she she shows up in chat and I watch her streams. But then now when people are talking about mint, they mean the other one. I'm like, oh man, multiple VTubers with the same name. Hecked up. Why can't they just have one name that doesn't overlap? I watch a couple of face cameras, but that's because Hearthstone Battlegrounds is too normiecore. I have never seen anyone stream that. So maybe it is. I watch a person who was no cam, went face cam, went back to no cam, and became a PNG tuber as a joke. Eventually stuck. No cam, face cam, no cam. What are they gonna do next? VR? Who even knows? What if there's like something after VTubing? You know? There's like, you know, we have the different genres. No cam, face cam. You have VTubing, PNG tubing. What if there's like a third, like not a third, but like a something even after VTubing that no one has ever considered? Actual puppeteering. That does exist though. It does in fact exist. That is a lot higher effort though. What if it was like, yeah, you just like control someone's body. Just like mind control someone and then they're just on screen. I guess there are ethical implications about that, so maybe not. Hand cam is middle ground between face cam and no cam. That is true. There are those VTubers that do cooking streams. They have like a green screen with the hands. That's a thing. I guess that is kind of like, you know, different from just VTubing. Brutal Moose, Captain Badgertail, A Recipe Reborn. I have not heard of those. The last one sounds familiar. I feel like maybe I have heard of that one. Possibly. Okay, this goes there. This one's gotta go there. Yuri shows face sometimes. See, that's like, it's like one of the VTubers that I like see mentioned pretty often, but like I never actually have seen their streams. This one is mainly known for making Final Fantasy inspired recipes or other cooking. Wait, hold on. I feel like I've definitely seen this. Recipe. I think I got randomly gifted a sub to this channel one time. I have never checked out their channel, but like I think I got a notification that someone gifted me a sub to them. And then I was like, I don't know who this is. I've literally never been here. I think that's why I recognize it. Streamers in the future will do shadow puppet. Yo, the allegory of the cave. You do like allegory of the cave VTuber. Showing shadows. Hold on, something here is wrong. This is not supposed to be here. Why did I cross this off? I don't know. But this is probably here. Got the 3, got the 1. Is 7. I love that. What? The cooking? The allegory of the cave? Shadow puppets? It could be one of many things. You could be referring to anything right now. 1, 4. Okay, 4 has to be there. A ship of Theseus. Maybe. The VTuber of Theseus. The model has been replaced. The voice actor has been replaced. It doesn't happen much nowadays. They don't replace the person behind the VTuber nowadays. Because, like, you know, they tried it once, it didn't work. Yeah, is that even the real Kizuna? If you replaced the original soul? No. I still think one of the best ideas for VTuber is the one for Bamba is You. In what way? A few companies tried it. Yeah. I think there's like sometimes when like indie VTubers graduate and like if they didn't have a large enough audience, sometimes they do like sell their model. Right? Because it's like, you know, they paid the money for it. And they found out they didn't really want to do VTubing. And then they're like, you know what? Maybe someone else can use this model. And then they resell it. And someone else picks it up. The one where chat could make Baba move around the screen and change the VTuber by moving words on the screen. I remember that. That was in fact the thing that we had talked about. That's cool. Okay, this has gotta go there. It has to be right there. And then these could not possibly even be there. And then this one's gotta go down. You got the 2. The other 2, these ones have to be there. And then what? I wouldn't mind a model tab to check. There's also like... There's like free models out there. I guess the issue with like the free models though is that like a lot of other people are using them. So like, yeah, there have been times when I've seen like a VTuber model. I've been like recommended a stream of some VTuber. And then I was like, oh, that seems cool. And then I see like another stream where someone has the exact same model. And it's not like one of those common models, like the one that's like Omori style, where it's like the sketchy lines. It's one that's like less less common. And then I'm like, wait a second, this is like the same model. The Omori style ones that got kind of popular. Yeah. I think it was cool like when it first came out, but like now that so many people have used it, I'm like, yeah, alright. That's cool. It has kind of lost its it is nice that it's customizable though. They're not literally all the same, but like very similar. Okay, what is this? We got the 8 over here. Over there, you got this one. I still like them, but I do get it if you get tired of them. Yeah. It's nice though. Very few male presenting models. True. Imagine male VTubers? SMH. Would never happen. Is this a cat? Oh, this is a bear! What is that? Tasmanian? Okay. What is it? Is that a bear? Tasmanian devil. Yo, that's the thing from Looney Tunes. What species is a Tasmanian devil? What is the classification? I don't know. Devil. Devil. Tasmania. Do they exist outside of Tasmania? Oh yeah, marsupial, yeah. They're like koalas. They're like drop bears. Got the 2, we got the 4. This one's gotta be. This 2's gotta be there. And therefore, this one's gotta be a 1. Gotta have a 1 right there. And the 2 as well. Marsupial. You think some... I can't say words. You think marsupials would like soup? That's a clever joke, right? Because like they have the word soup in their name. It's funny. Everyone knows. Everyone's laughing right now. Classic joke. Word that has another word in it. 3 is there. You got the 1 right there. 2, 3. Okay, this one is done. Literally no other option out here. So there, this one's there. This one is here. Anyway. What else is out there? Society. Any other things happening in society? No, nothing's is literally nothing. Reselling models probably rather rare because it's not allowed per license. I think it depends on the terms and conditions. But there's some people, they just like they just buy the model from like Fiverr or whatever. And those are kind of just like, you just pay for it, you just get the rights. Welcome, Alexei. There's some people, you know, they request it specifically from the creator. Like, you know, there's like the VTuber models where like the person who wants to buy the model specifically requests like, you know, okay, I want this style, I want this hair color, I want this thing. And then there's like other ones where it's like a pre-made model that's like just given to the first person that pays for it. You know? I think those ones are probably more likely to be sold. I mean, like after like to another person. Model is custom. Yo, me too. My model is also custom. And they have a pre-made model is a bit odd to me. I mean, like, you think about, like, corporations, that's what they do, right? They make, well, at least Hololive, and probably Niji-Sanji. They make the models first, and then they, like, find people, and then they just, like, this is you now. And they don't get input in that kind of stuff. I guess you can probably get them on a significant discount. Yeah, it's probably cheaper, right? Sometimes the design just speaks to you. Yeah, it also like reduces like friction, you know. If you're thinking of like maybe like, oh, maybe I want to try VTubing, then like maybe you don't want to spend so much time trying to like commission a custom thing. You just want something that's like close enough to what you want. Maybe. You're like, oh, that sounds cool. Maybe I'll use this one. It'd be kind of fun to start with a pre-made and then have it slowly evolve. Yeah, and then you could be like, oh, this is cool. What if I change this thing? What if I have a version 2 of the outfit? Stuff like that. The idea of designing a character is probably the main reason why I didn't get them all yet. Yeah, right? There's so much friction. Requested paper bag, draw a clown ember, turned out really good. Yeah. Oh, that's a rat clown right there. It's a clown who is a rat. Not a rat who is a clown. It's cool. See, minus the fact that it is financially prohibitive. Are they that expensive? I don't actually know how much a VTuber model costs. Because, like, I've never Had to buy one. I guess I just make my own. Like, I don't know. Hundreds? You'd probably find some like below 100. Probably some like below $50. $30 even. Maybe. So because new model was 11,000. Holy frick. It's a lot of money. Custom 11,000. Dang. Wow. In US dollars? I would have expected like, you know, a couple hundred. Like 1,000. It's funny to start a tweet due to circumstances the previous buyer has sold the model back to me for me to sell it again. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like recycling. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Just reduce the amount of VTubers, and then of the VTubers that are there, just reuse them. And then in the most extreme situation, just like recycle the parts. Just like, just don't put them in the VTuber landfill. Find them a new home, okay? Just cut up the parts, give different parts to different VTubers, reassemble them. Has someone done that? I feel like that could be, imagine that was a business. Hey, VTubers who graduate. Instead, you could, you know how like people have like, they donate their body to science, you know? What, like when they're dead, they're like, okay, give this to like medical research. Give this to like, you know, organ donors, whatever. What if they had an organ donor thing, but instead of like for humans, it's like VTubers. And it's like when I graduate, give my live 2D model to this group of people, and they could like reuse the parts. It's like, oh, I like the way the artist drew this eye. Maybe we'll take this eye, combine it with the face of this VTuber. As long as the artist was okay with it. And then you could make that a business. Just reusing VTubers. Reduce VTuber waste, okay? Just have like a Frankenstein VTuber. That can be a thing. You put a mask over it and change the hue to slightly color it differently. Yes. So true. Welcome, Ashenfall. Multi starring Gene Co from Repo. I don't know who that is. Gene Co. Just always use stream from within Unity and use Unity-chan. Unity has a mascot? I didn't know this. Okay, what can I do here? We got the 4, we got the 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. There's a 10. There's a 1 and a 2. There's a 5. Oh, this one's got... Okay, never mind. This has got to be there. So this one's got to be the 1. It's got to be a 2. Unity Japan has a mascot. I see. I did not know. Thank you, Headless, for the 25 months. Also, most VTubers do still have their old models available on redeems, but some don't. Maybe they should let their old models be accessible. I'm mostly talking about VTubers that like graduate. Like sometimes it kind of feels bad, like as well for the artists, right? They're like they spent all this time drawing this model, and then like then the VTuber goes away. Remember when Vesper from Holostars, when he like was no longer employed by the corporation, like right before he graduated, like he got a new model, right? Imagine imagine how bad that feels for the person who made the model. Yeah, Paco. And he made Sana's model and Sana graduated. Man. Did Magni get a new model? I don't know. It felt like so long ago. Let's see, graduate too, but I think the same is true for old models that get forgotten. It is true. It's like when a VTuber gets a new model, and you're like, yeah, this model is good, but like I still prefer the old one, you know? That's a thing that happens. Slight tweaks. Yeah, but that's like different though. Like Vesper got like a whole new model. It looks so different. And then like I feel like he only used that for like a few streams before he went away. Maybe like 2 or 3 streams. Like, hey, new outfit reveal. Actually, new model reveal. Whoa. He used it for like 3 streams and then never again. On the other hand, though, the artists do get paid still at the end of the day. It's just money for them. Yeah, but it's also like not. It is that, but it's also like different. You know what I mean? Yeah. That happened real big time to one VTuber I watched. So bad actually that she ended up getting a 3.0 model, which was her 1.0 but improved. Did she get it because other people didn't like it? Or because she didn't like it? I feel like most VTubers, when they get like a new model, like they enjoy it. Yeah, but I asked 2 possibilities. This is the problem as a streamer. When you ask a yes or no question and then you immediately ask another question, that's the opposite. I don't know. I don't know what the yeah is in response to. Okay, this has gotta be 2. Gotta have the 1 there. I think both she and her viewers kind of didn't like it as much. Wouldn't that feel so bad though, as the artist who did like the new model, right? If it was like the same artist, sure, but it's like if you went to like a different artist and then everyone was like, no, I hate this, go back to the old one. Just be like, oh man, put all this effort in and no one appreciates it. I don't think I've ever seen new models be worse on a technical level, but there have been cases where I preferred the vibes of the old one. Yeah. It happens. Basically, 1.0 had a vibe to it that really fit with who she was as a whole, and 2.0 did something completely different. Oh yeah, also like when some VTubers like totally change their like theming entirely. Like if they were like, let's say they were like a cat VTuber, and then suddenly they were like a, I don't know, they became like a bird or something, like an ocean creature. Like what the heck? It's different. This is so different. Definitely seen it. Hamflo talk about that. He sure did. I was there as well. We talked about Karagi's model. Like, although Karagi's latest model is like very impressive, I still personally, I like the model that she drew herself. Cause like, you know, like she drew it. It was her own creation, and that was when I first found her channel. So I just personally, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. 2.0, it's great. Orange Dog, awesome. But the new one is also good. It's just different. Chia kind of did that, but not exactly the same. It really surprised me when she got her new model. It is very different. She became a pirate. I think part of the issue with like her previous model was that like the artist of her model was like too famous, right? So like the artist that did Chia's original model did rigging for like Hololive, and I think it became like harder for her to request like new outfits and stuff like that, because like they were then suddenly like backlogged with a lot of other stuff they need to work on. So I think that was the reason why. I don't know for sure, but she has talked about it. I can just say I'm not worried. The one was thinking of Mama Chi. I know who that is. 1.0. I don't know too much about her. I just know that she exists. This is there though. Okay, what else can we do here? Get the 1 and the 2. This has got to be a 2. That's there. Anyway, yeah, man, imagine you got a new model. You know, I can't wait to show everyone. And everyone's like, this sucks. Or like, what if like everyone secretly hates it, but like they don't tell you that they hate it? Just because like they don't want to be mean. If everyone's like, I definitely prefer the old one. However, I can't just say that. So like, I'm just gonna pretend. Wouldn't that suck? You'd be like, oh man. Let's see, she got the robot model in 2.0. Didn't hate the model, but it didn't feel like her. 2 years ago, she got 3.0, which was her original model, but improved. Yeah. I've not seen Mama Cheese 2.0. I think I have seen her, like, most recent one, though. Did I welcome Scarlet Rook? Welcome. Feel sorry for artists who make a new model, then drama before. Yeah, I was literally, yeah, when I was talking about, like, Vesper, he used his model for, like, 3 streams. That's why you must keep your mouth shut, because I wouldn't want to hurt the person's feeling. Exactly. You can't just be like, I hate this model. This sucks. But you could be like, the new model is also good, however, I don't know, is it even okay to say that? Like, if the streamer is not there, and you're talking about it to someone else, but you could be like, that new model is good, I just, like, personally prefer the old one. I don't know. It does still feel rude to do that. I don't know. They probably spent hundreds or thousands on it. I would never say I didn't like it exactly. As long as, like, the VTuber enjoys it. That's really what matters, you know? They're having a good time. If you heard that over and over, I'm sure it'd be discouraging. Yeah. Keep that opinion to yourself. See, to someone else, it's completely fine. Would never do it publicly. Like I'm doing right now. Oh man. It's fine. It's fine. None of these VTubers watch my stream. Depends on the person. If it's something that's like thousands of viewers, I think I probably wouldn't care to say. If it's someone I actually talk to, I would probably tell them. Maybe. I feel like it would be harder to tell. Like, actually, I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't. Yeah, if it's like a big VTuber, I probably wouldn't say anything. I'd just be like, yeah, whatever. It's weird, you know? You don't know when you should say it. Or maybe just never. Maybe just never say anything. To anyone. Just keep all of your opinions bottled up. Never talk to anyone. Because, like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. They're virtual characters. They're just streaming for fun. I'd be sad if their color scheme changed for a 2.0 to a color I didn't like. That color is like, it's very subjective, I guess. I guess this entire thing is subjective. Like your opinion of a model is subjective, like stuff like that. This is one. It is a bird of some kind. So true. This thing has to be not here. That is not there. You know, I could just say this is here and this is here because, you know, it has to be that. But like, what if it wasn't? And this is there. It's gotta be there. And then this one is not even there. Got that. Wait a second. Something here is wrong. What did I do? What did I do here? That's there. This is a 3. That's a 2. That's a 2. Then what is this? How is this possibly here? What is this? That doesn't work. Anyway, this does have to be there though. And then this has to go down. And that's there. What did I do here? What is this? Well, this is not there. This one's gotta be here. And then... So like this is wrong. This this stuff right here, that's wrong. You know, let's say that's wrong too. At the 1, that's a 4, that's a 2, so that has to be there. And these are not there. These could not possibly be here. Okay, and this one's got to be there because this is a 2. That's there. This is a 3. Gotta have 1 there. So that oh, it has to be there, and then this one is there. Exactly. Thought of a good example. That's me dealing with Chevs because dog supremacy. Oh yeah, Chevs does often talk about how he likes Choco Jax's original model. Jax-chan. True. But that feels different though. Somehow that feels different. Because this like is so different. And also it's like a different person. Sort of. Maybe. I don't know. This one. 5 goes there. This one's gotta be there. Like imagine I got a new model. Would that be messed up? If it was a model that I didn't create. If it was like some just like generic anime avatar. What happened, man? Wolfie, he used to be different. He used to have a simple live 2D model, and now it's like really weirdly detailed character. Would be weird. It wouldn't fit at all. The Choco's situation kind of made sense because the new one is supposed to be her character. Yeah, it's like a rebrand, you know? Jax-chan isn't actually supposed to be her. Yeah, it's treated different. It's also like as a joke, you know? Somehow is different. What if she got a model and she was like a real dog? You know, not just like a dog looking VTuber, but like a real live dog. And then people kept going, yo, can you like use this dog model all the time? It's like, imagine it was like a joke at first, and then everyone's like, yeah, we prefer the dog model. Can you use the dog model? No. Back with the Lego model. One with JoJo physique. No. Choco's new model definitely fits her personality anyway. Yeah. Isn't it weird that you could say, like, I definitely prefer the new model, but you can't really say, you can't really go the other way. You could be like, oh yeah, the first model is sucked, man. This first model... Imagine, like, someone made a new model. And, like, you had the opinion that the first model was bad. Then suddenly it's fine to say, like, wow, the new model is such an improvement. But the other way, it doesn't work. Yeah, I hated that model. That first model sucked. Glad you got a new one. I mean, you obviously wouldn't phrase it like that. But, you know, it's more acceptable that way. Gotta look forward to the future. It's a hidden truth here since, yeah, you should not just be like, this sucks. It sucks and you should be ashamed. Whoever made this model should be ashamed. They should quit. Unbelievable. Lowest quality model I've ever seen. Have I ever thought about getting a new model? No. I have not. It's perfectly fine for me. I did mention though that for April Fool's Day I was gonna make like a new outfit. Right? I was gonna be like, hey, check it out, guys, new outfit reveal. And then it would be like a recolored version of this one where it's red instead. But then I like opened Live 2D Cubism and I forgot how to use it. So then I gave up. I was just like, I'm not doing that. I don't even know how to use the app anymore. Okay, this goes there. This one goes here. Like, that's like one of the advantages though of like drawing your own model is that you can just make new outfits whenever you want. Like if you're an artist and you can make your own model, that's like the ideal. Because like I know some people where it's like they want like a new outfit, but then the person that made the original is like really busy or like they're not even available anymore. So it would be so messed up. You would be entirely on the whims of your original original artist, and the person that rigged your model. You know, some people are in that situation where they're like, I really want this new model, but I can't actually contact. Like, what if something wouldn't that be messed up? If something like, if the artist is not even around anymore, they've suddenly disappeared from the internet, and you have plans. You're like, I wanted to make a new outfit, but they've literally disappeared from the face of the internet. They're not even around. That does happen. I know Essie has talked about it. The person who made Essie's original model is not even online anymore. And the person that rigged it is not around anymore. It's like being an orphaned VTuber. Let's get another artist. Yeah, I think that is the case. But it's like, then it's like, oh man, but like what if I don't like the new art, huh? Me as the viewer. What if I'm in this situation where it's like, I definitely like the old but also like it's kind of unavoidable because like you can't even get like a new model by the old person. I don't know. And it's also like it would be disrespectful for like a new artist to like draw over the old art. Right? Mangrove? What the heck is that? I don't even know. It happened to someone I follow. She had to get a new artist for her 3rd anniversary. Yeah, I feel like it happens more often than we think. It definitely is a common thing. Maybe not common, but like, it's like a thing, you know? Being able to do it yourself does mean you're subject to your own whims. It can be real easy to spend a bunch of your own time on tweaks and new stuff. Yeah, but that's like a good thing. then you're in full control. If you want to make it, then you could just do it. But then also you gotta like, well, I guess if you're also streaming, then you gotta like balance your time between like streaming and making the new model. Stuff like that. Anyway, that's how it is out there. That's the world we live in. Society. Okay, what about this? 3, 2, 1, 2, 2. So it's gotta be here. It's gotta be there. Gotta be there. And there. I think it's a bit different when it comes to an artist disappearing like that, as opposed to just picking an artist. A different artist. That is true, yeah. Like, if your artist that made your original art is still around and is still accepting model commissions, and you just, like, go to a different artist, would that be kind of like... I don't know. Also, welcome, Raiders. Welcome, Kari Punko. Well, unless they're, like, in a situation where, like, they're really, really busy, and they're, like, a famous person. What were you up to? Alternative is just never getting on the rep. Exactly. You're playing dishwasher. You were washing dishes. Hope you had a good stream. Washing those dishes. You arrived at the perfect time because I'm gonna hydrate. I'm gonna drink water for like several seconds and just not say anything. So, welcome. Alright. I'm hydrated. Hope it's not dishwater water. Dishwasher water. Sorry, not dishwater water. I don't even have a dishwasher. I've literally never used a dishwasher. You don't even have that. I've never had one. Also, welcome Hero Brunch. Let's see. We were talking about VTuber models. Zoe said, could just be like Iron Mouse where you just get a lot of arts. I think I saw a tweet of, like, from one of the people that drew one of Iron Mouse's models, that like a lot of the VTuber models that person, I forgot who it was, but someone, a lot of the VTuber models that they drew, they all either graduated or don't use their models. And like Iron Mouse is one of those, because like she goes through so many models. And it's like even if she does use a model that you made, she's probably gonna switch to another. Oh yeah, it was Rosary, right? She's probably gonna use a different one like a few months later. Which is like, it's like kind of sad. And like I don't think she tends to go back to the old ones either. Actually, I don't know. I don't really watch her streams that much, but I don't think she goes back to the old ones that much. So like it's like kind of like a lot of work just for temporary usage. Never used a rice cooker. Never used a rice cooker. We never used a dishwasher. I feel like not using a dishwasher is normal, right? How many people here have never used a dishwasher? I've never even had one. Just wash the dishes manually. She was talking about how she streamed more than her daughters. Oh yeah, that was a tweet. Yeah. Dishwashers are uncommon in Brazil. Never used one until college. See, it's more common than I think. If someone told me they never use a dishwasher, I'd be like, yeah, of course not. That's like, who actually, that's like a luxury. I don't know. Maybe it's not a luxury, but it's like, it's not that common. I guess it's not that uncommon to not have used one. Even now, I still hand wash. I feel like dishwashers, they're like, aren't they like more efficient if you have more dishes in them, because then the water can bounce off the dishes onto the other dishes? If you have just like a few dishes, it's like not efficient. So then you have to accumulate dishes over like several like days or whatever. I don't know. As someone with eczema, hand washing too often is bad for my hands, so dishwashers are godsend. It's true. But you could get like one of those gloves, maybe. Better for family. Yeah, if you have like a lot of dishes to wash, I think dishwashers make sense. I don't know. But I've never had a dishwasher, so I don't know. Dishwashers are life-changing. Once you use it, you can't stop. I could see that. I mean, it is convenient. I think the part that I didn't understand, since I've never used a dishwasher, I think one time I got recommended a video about like how dishwashers work. And I didn't realize that it actually heated up the the inside. And I'm like, oh, I guess that makes sense. The heat kills the germs. Because like I was just thinking like, how is splashing water around like any more efficient? But then it was like, oh, I see. There's more than just that. It actually warms it up. And that's what's killing the germs. Yeah, that one. Is it a famous video? It probably had like a lot of views. But I think it was the same video. I definitely saw it and I was like, I understand now. That's how it does things. It's more efficient because you reuse a lot of water for a lot of dishes. Yes. Welcome, Warfish. Normal dishwashing has you wasting water all the time unless you fill up the whole sink. So true. Extremely true. Truest statement. I don't know, but I don't have a dishwasher. So I can't even. I couldn't. I guess I could buy one, but like, I don't know. It's one of those things that's like, you know, if you don't think about buying one, I feel like, I don't know how to describe this. It's kind of like you don't know what you're missing out on, so that you have no reason to try it, right? It's like before I tried, what's that thing called? Electric toothbrushes, right? I was always like, oh, that seems cool, but I never really like wanted one. Yeah, that one. But then it's like, once you get one, you're like, wow, this is actually really nice. It's kind of like electric toothbrushes are things like if you've never used one, you would not really think to buy one for yourself. But then if you receive it as a gift, then you're like, oh, shoot, that's cool. But I don't think people tend to gift each other dishwashers. Or the other way around. Where you like, you had an electric toothbrush and you were like, you just went back to a regular one. Michael said, when I got an electric toothbrush, I hated it, so I went back to traditional toothbrush. What the? What's so bad about it? It's literally the same thing, but better. I really wanted one, but got disappointed when I got one. Didn't use it anymore. What the? I didn't know that was possible. I thought everyone loved it. You're telling me people don't like it. Always a traditional toothbrush. The thing that I like about electric toothbrushes is that it tells you when you're done brushing. It does like, you know, 30 seconds for like each of the 4 quadrants. And then you get used to it and you're like, wow. It's like, I remember before I got an electric toothbrush, before I played Pokemon Smile for the first time, I definitely was not brushing my teeth for like 2 minutes. That's apparently how long you're supposed to brush your teeth for. And then like the first time I actually got one and it told me to brush for 2 minutes, I'm like, this is like a long time. What the heck is this? But yeah, they tell you, you're like, okay, you're done with quadrant 1, move on to the next one. And it's good. Otherwise, I feel like before I had a toothbrush, I was probably brushing for like 1 minute. Maybe like 1 minute and like 15 seconds or something. It was like 2 minutes, it's like a huge difference. It's like so much. You just time 30 seconds. In your head, or like do you have like a timer? Anyway, that's how it is. So what do I do? What do I do here? You actually time it on your phone? What the? Did not expect this. What do I do? We got a 3, we got a 1. Got 1. Yeah, remember Pokemon Smile? I played that. Pokemon Smile, when that came out, catch Pokemon by brushing your teeth. It was definitely for kids, but I played it. And it taught me the 2-minute rule. It's like, what the? I didn't expect to learn something from this, but I did. Do you think electric toothbrushes are smart? Just can't get used to them. I definitely recommend them over traditional. Yeah, I think they're good. Welcome, Nanodan. I give them another try now. Mine didn't speak to you. Wouldn't it be concerning if they did speak to you, though? No, actually, no. Well, yeah, mine doesn't talk. It doesn't say, like, you're done with quadrant 1. It just buzzed a little bit. Would it? I don't know. I forgot that some of them do have voices. I thought it was like you were just using an electric toothbrush and like it was saying things to you, but like not in the same way. Like it was like telepathically transmitting like, hey, you should maybe you should do this thing. You should consider robbing a bank. No, it's speaking to me. So yeah, people would do that to do what? They started using voices for so many things. Like what? Yo, what if they had like a VTuber? You think there would ever be like a VTuber collabing with like a... Yo, wait, that's what they could do. They could have like electric toothbrushes that have voice packs. You could download a voice pack from your favorite streamer, and then they would be like, hey, it's time to brush your teeth. Okay, quadrant 1 is done. You wouldn't find that? The voices. Just pay to hear your favorite VTuber tell you that you're done brushing your teeth. Would I do a toothbrush voice pack? No. It would not do voice packs. Yeah, someone else could. They could have a scenario. Like, you know how like some VTubers, they set like... They say things so people can use it as like a wake-up alarm. It's like, good morning, wake up, wake up. It's time to wake up. They have one for like brushing your teeth. They could have one for like every part of your life. One for your fire alarm, one for your carbon monoxide detector. Wouldn't that be funny? Carbon fire alarm. VTuber fire alarm messages. And like you never hear it. Cause like those are things that you don't normally... No, it's not just beep beep beep. They would say things like, hey, your freaking house is on fire. Maybe you should get out of here. And like since you don't hear it that often, you'd be like, what the heck? I forgot I had that. VTubers. Imagine like you just have a guest in your house and they don't know you have like a VTuber alarm. And then suddenly your house is on fire and they're like, yeah, what is that? And then they get so distracted by the voice that they don't think to evacuate. Classic. Carbon monoxide. Yeah, hey, the air quality in your room is pretty bad. Maybe you have like lead poisoning. We've detected a lot of mold in your house. Do they have those mold detectors? I don't know. What can I do here? Does anyone know? Anyone know Picross? What if I did contradiction strats? Hold on. That's fine. That's fine. What if the 4 was here, but it can't be here? Here's the thing though, it can't be here. It also can't be here. It also can't be here. Here is fine though. That's totally fine. Could it be here? It could. It could in fact be there. And, you know, there's a market for that. There's gotta be voice packs for everything. Phone alerts. Phone call. A ringtone. Free downloadable VTuber ringtone. Voicemail. What if they had VTuber voicemail voice packs? And they say you have 1 message. You have 2 messages. 421 column. 421. It's probably, yes, 4 does in fact go there. So true. Then, and this one must be here. Okay, now we have solved this one. You have saved the stream. Thank you. Has to be 1. This one has to go here. So that's there. 4th row. 2, 7. And then this one's gotta be there. Under that one. Okay, and then this one has to go this way. That's there. This one's gotta be a 1. And this one has to be a 6. So that's there. And then what? And then what even? Could be anything. For First column. Oh yeah. Thank you. Alright. What is the thing that they should have VTuber voice packs for? Does the Tesla, does that have like sounds? GPS, yo, you could have like your VTuber voice your GPS for you. 511 also feels sus. 511. Okay, so this would have to go this way. Voice pack for picking up your kids from daycare. Is that a thing? Is there an automated system that would apply to? The 3, we got the 1, the 2. This one has to go there. Voice pack for the automated camera system that monitors your home for intruders. VTuber voice pack for when someone I don't know, man. There's ideas. You could do things. Clean out your email. Maybe. For Picross. VTuber Picross voice pack. 3. Check it out, the 3 is right there. Have you tried putting the 2? VTuber advice voice pack. Okay, we got the 1, 3. This can't be there. Okay, so the 3 must be here. And that is there. Normal alarm clocks would already be awesome. I don't think I've seen anyone do it. I think many people have done it. They definitely do exist. Welcome, Taffy. It's gotta be a 1. And this one has to be a 2. There must be a 2 here. And I have a good dinner. Kari Punko, thank you for the raid. Clavio alarm sound? What does she say? Does she say wake up sleepyhead? Because I feel like that would be fitting. Every time I hear someone say sleepyhead now I just think of Clavio. Anyone else have that? There was like a Headspace Sleepcast, where one of them is like a train. It's like a night train or something. And then it was like the narrator said the word sleepyhead, and I was like, yo, is that sleepyhead reference? Clavio. Wow. That's right there. She definitely does all the time. She always says wake up sleepyheads. I see. That's cool. Imagine having a catchphrase. Anyone here have a catchphrase? Do I have a catchphrase? What if I had a catchphrase, what would it be? Hey, it's me, Wolfie. You're telling me? No, that's Choco Jacks. You're telling me a dog. How's dog gonna get a job now? That's not my catchphrase. Imagine doing things. Imagine. Wow, that's crazy. Ember has a start and end phrase? What is it? Is it rat related? Hey, what's up, Rat Pack, right? Imagine. Do I say imagine that much? What's the deal? You know, I do say what's the deal. Yo, yo, yo for open. What about closing? Hey, what's up, rats? It's me, Rem to Ember. This one's gotta be there. Okay, guys, random. That's so normal, though. It's just like a regular phrase. They say a lot of things, but it's too balanced to find a catchphrase. That's what I think. Ember so normal. Does Nanodan have a catchphrase? Is there a thing that Nanodan says often? What? Okay, that's gotta be there. This one? Check this out. What is this? Pineapple. I knew it. Embarrassingly enough, it's probably hold on. I don't think that counts as a catchphrase though. That's just like a thing that you say. Bazinga. What if I just started saying Bazinga? Every stream. Bazinga! That'd be so funny. Chat's catchphrase. Welcome Cryptic Command. What if I just made up a catchphrase right now? Yeah, Among Us. I'm surprised someone remembers that. Among Us. 4 and 5. And then the 4 goes down here. What if my catchphrase is what if? I do make a lot of hypothetical scenarios. Like imagine. Just saying imagine. Imagine if this thing... Yo, what if this thing though? I don't know. I'm sure you could do like if you had like the script that downloaded all my transcripts, you could maybe train an AI and be like, based on all of these streams, what would you say is this person's catchphrase? And maybe it will come up with something. Something I never even considered. Really, based on analysis of all these transcripts, the streamer has said the word "the" several thousand times. So obviously their catchphrase is "the." Yeah, someone train an algorithm on this. They have to. They gotta do it. VTubers. Hypothetically, imagining. Wolfie, welcome, hello gamers. I don't think that's a catchphrase though. And I also stole that from Northern Lion. I just think it's funny to call people gamers. You'd probably have to blacklist a lot of simple words for being tallied. Yeah. Could be, I don't know. Does anyone here watch streamers that have catchphrases though? That they say all the time? And you're like, yo, this is them. That's just their thing, you know? That's what they say. It's funny. Okay, so this one's gotta be here. It's gotta be there. The 1 and the 2. Influencing hello counts. I think that kind of does count. Because, like, he says it a specific way. And it's, like, all the time. Wonder what percentage of Twitch watchers are gamers. I don't know. It's like now, it's like, you know, back in the day, back when Twitch first started, it was like only gaming. They didn't even have just chatting as a category. They didn't even have art as a category. But now it's like the landscape has changed. It's like a general purpose streaming website. So like, who even knows? There could be viewers on Twitch that have literally never played a video game. Yo is one of the things I say a lot. I don't know if yo counts as a catchphrase though. I don't know, maybe it does. Catchphrase is bark bark. No, if I were to say what ChocoJax's catchphrase is, I don't know if it would be bark bark. It would probably be like, you're telling me. Like, I feel like that's a thing. You're telling me, and then she says all of the all of the different you're telling me things. Maybe. A Hamflow's thing where he says good night, and then he says words that rhyme with night for some reason. Why does he do that? Why is he out there doing this thing, huh? Choco's catchphrase is shut up chatter. Does she say that often? Apartment complex? How's dog gonna job pizza now? You're telling me, shrimp? Apartment complex? I think it is good, actually. You're telling me. You're telling her. Okay, we got the 4, we got the 1. We got the 2. What else? Oh, this one's gotta be here, right? Hold on. This 2 has to be here. That's not there. So this 3 must be up here. You're telling me they picked Ross. Can't believe they would do this. Pick Ross S2 even. Okay, we got the 1, we got the 1, the 1 1. The first, I haven't even said 1 1 today. That's my first 1 1. It wasn't even a legit 1 1. Okay, we got the 1 1 over there though. This is a legit 1 1. 1 4. Oh wait, hold on. The 4 has to be down here. Right? And then what? Got the 3, got the 1. There's a 2 over there. What if the 4? Oh, we know the 4 can't be here because this one would have to go up as a 3. So this 4 could not be there. But does that help? The 1 and the 2. Okay, the 3 then must be here. Yes. So true. Wolfie Wolfington, he knows. He has applied facts as well as logic to this puzzle. And now he is solving. The 2 must be there. Was 1 1 a Wolfie catchphrase during the Mario Picross days? I think so. Would that really count as a catchphrase though? It's just like a thing that happened naturally when playing Picross. Like any Picross streamer could just say 1 1 and it would be valid. Oh, this 3 can't be there. And then this 3 then must be here. When even did they do this? That's gotta be a 2. That's gotta be a 1. I watch 5 Picross streamers. I think you and him were the only 2 who said it. They've never just said a 1 1 in reading the numbers. Do they just not say the numbers then? Are they just solving them without commentating? Or are they just like, oh, I'll just do this. What if I just do this? What if this was here? Can't be. That's impossible. They have to say 1 1. Because we know dogs? No. It's literally like, okay, if someone was like looking at this and they're like, oh, what do you hear? Do they not just say 2 1 1? Do they not just say this? Do they not just say 1 1 2? They don't read the numbers out. What are they even doing? What are they even doing? the 2 and the 1, they wouldn't just say 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2. I find that hard to believe. This 3 is there. This one's got to be a 1. Gotta have the 4 right there. And then this one, and then you got that one, and then you have this one, and the 4 can't be there, so the 4 must be here. It's gotta go this way. So it could not possibly be in this area. What's that? What's that emote? Simply don't know. I shrimply do not even know. This one's gotta be there. 1, 2. The dual initial horizontal sector. The initial value. Actually, instead of 1, this is the the monoid 0 value under multiplication. That's right, it's 1. Does anyone know? Anyone understand monoids? So true. Defines operations for combining values. And there is a 0 value. An initial value for multiplication, it is 1. And for addition, it is 0. And there is a law that if you add the initial value, if you combine the initial value with any value, it is the same as the other value. That's right. This one is so true. Some complex humor out here. Functional programming humor for everyone. Everyone knows this joke. Classic joke. That would have popped off in someone else's chat. Okay. If this was a chat full of people that knew functional programming, you would all be like, that's hilarious. That's why we follow you, Wolfie, because you make all these really clever jokes that we all understand. Monoids. I imagine talking about monoids. Stream. Don't even know. Complex. I get it. That's like the imaginary number. Complex humor is partially real and partially imaginary. So you were so real for that. Refuse to Haskell. Functional programming is not just Haskell, okay? There's many other languages. Yeah, J, electrical engineering's out here. J, haha. J, understand that. I know. I know all the jokes. Every joke out there, I know them. 6th row. Yes. Got this one, you got that one. This one can't be there. Then you got this one. And also, yeah. Does any Germans know this? And also, yeah. And then you could be like, what the, Wolfie, how do you know that? That's a specific German thing. And I'll be like, I know. I know memes. I know German memes. And also, yeah. Okay, what else? We got the 1. Got the other one. 1, 3. Okay, hold on. What about this one? 3, 1. This has to be the 3. There's no way about it. That has to be the 3. And that's not there. The 1 and the 2, this has got to be there. And then this one, got to be there. Got to be there. Literally got to be there. And then okay, this can't be there. I gotta have the 2 and the 1. That one. That one. And that one. This is a bird. Is this a chicken? Look at all these chickens. Look at all this chicken. Wow. That's cool. Okay, let's do... Hope this one doesn't take that long. Okay, we got a lot of big numbers in this one. Surely this one doesn't take that long, right? Korean fried chicken? That sounds good. When all of your coworkers incorrectly say... Grusen? Is that how you pronounce it? Grusen? Grubben? What does that word mean? What did he mean by this? Okay, that's there. This one's not there. You have a 12. This 12 right there. And now we have the edge strats right here. Got the 1. All of those 1s. And this one must be there. And also this. And this can't be there. Wait, that's just 9, right? This is an 11. Okay, that has to be there. That has to be a 2. All of our emails say that thing. Like, best regards, but not everyone speaks German. All of your emails say that? Why? Why is that? Is it a German company? Okay, we got the 2s. These are all 2s. The 1's over there. You got the 4. You got the 3. You got the 1. You got the 11 right there. Look at that. Look at that 11. Wow. 1s. And the 2. This one's gotta be a 1. Many people don't tell you this. They don't tell you it's a 1. Got the blank voucher sequel. You got the plasmotoxmosis or whatever. Making jokes about the... How do you pronounce that character? It's like the S, but it's like it looks like a B. I don't even know. I don't even know things. Okay, this one's gotta be a 4. Gotta have the 3. That's right, the 3. And then this 12. And then we have the other edge strats right there. And the 2. Okay, there could only be one possibility. Is that those 2s are there. And that one's gotta go there. You got the 5. That's a 5 right there. It's a 5 if I've ever seen one. And I have. I've seen many 5. Is this Homer Simpson? Pronounced like a sharp S? Well, I know how it's pronounced. I just like... What's the name for the letter itself though? You just say S? Okay, I got the 1. Got this one. Wait, what? Wait, okay, this is wrong. The 4 must be there. And these are not there. Doesn't this look like Homer Simpson to you? Is this not Homer Simpson? The 2 is there. The 5 must be there. You got the 1, the 2, the 1, the 3, SZ. Is that how you pronounce it? Got the 2. This is a slot machine? Are they allowed to do this? Are they allowed to have references to gambling in this game? Is that allowed? Seems illegal. Can't do that. Think of all the kids that are playing this. They'll be like, slot machine, I would love to. Cute animal. Yeah, Tasmanian devil. Got a bird out here. Maltro got rated M for gambling. Yeah, it's messed up. What are they doing? It's called the Ezet. Or the Sharp's S. Sharp S. It's just pronounced Sharp S. I see. Good for them. S sharp. The new hit programming language. Should make a gamble right now. No. Missed all the relevant German discussion. Can you believe that? Wasn't even here when people were asking about the German things. Okay, we got this one. We got the 4. Got the 1. Got the 3. Hold on, there's a 7 literally right here. That's not there. This one's gotta be there. Steel plate and road, don't mind if I do. Slot machine, don't mind if I do. Apartment complex, don't mind if I do. Apartment complex, how is apartment gonna shrimp this rice now? Find it quite simple. Eepy. How could he be eaten? It's only like midnight. It's only like 1 AM over there. This one's gotta be there. There has to be. Slang do be changing though. Imagine going back in time and telling someone you were eepy. They would understand eventually what you meant, but like it's such a foreign thing to them. Like eepy, what is that? What's he saying? Eepy? I don't know. You go back in time, you tell someone the goat is washed, they'll be like, I don't know what that means. What goat? Washed? What is that? That's slang. Where's the goat? They don't even know. They don't even know what happens when the goat is washed. It really says a lot about society, huh? Imagine not knowing about the goat. It's gotta be there though. Like, I feel like, you remember Ed, Edd and Eddy? There was a character named Rolf. And he would often talk about like goats and stuff like that. I feel like if you went back in time and you had Rolf's catchphrase be, "My goat is washed," people would not think anything of it. That would just be like a regular thing. But now if you had it, they'd be like, what the? My goat is washed. That's like recent slang. He was caught up with the times. The hip lingo. This is a... Oh, it's a window. I see. Now let's do one last one. Actual for real last one. Things I would do with a time machine. What would I do? The 5 goes there. Go there. Over there, you got the 4. You got the 3. 4 eel. What about 3? What about 5? What about 1 through 3 eel? Huh? Sorry, Miss Jackson. I am 4 eels. Classic tweet. Okay, this one's got to be there. Gotta have the 3 right there. This 3, that 1, and these 4s right over there. And also that one and this one. And then what? This one's got to be there. And that one. And What is this, a hermit crab? Flask. Yo, that's the Python framework. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. Let's see what day it is and raid someone. The music is playing from my speakers. Switch Battlefield. Yeah, I do have Battlefield on the Switch. National Deep Dish Pizza Day. First Contact Day. Gold Star Spouses Day. Hospital Admitting Clerks Day. International Day of Conscience. That's a lot of days today. National Caramel or Caramel Day. However you pronounce it. Caramel. Body Care Day. Dandelion Day. Flash Drive Day. Peeps Day. Self-Care Day. Raisin and Spice Bar Day. Poet in a Cupcake Day. Read a Roadmap Day. Walk to Work Day. Day after World Rat Day. Could be it. You could say that. That could be the raid message. Day after World Rat Day raid? Maybe. I feel like although there are a lot of days today, I don't know if like any of these are that good for a raid message. People are selling the Survive the Earthquake shirts. I did see that tweet. That was literally like right after it happened. Which one do we want to do? Welcome, Mark One. The edible days. Food day. None of these are good. Like literally, these are all bad. These are not. These are not even good days, man. Peeps Day. No, that's an advertisement. Deep Dish Pizza though. What about that one? But this one's also kind of controversial, right? Some people don't think deep dish pizza is a real pizza. It's a totally different. It's a pie. It's totally different. I don't know. Whatever. You guys decide. I'm gonna choose something. Only a New Yorker would think it's controversial. No, that's not true. Many people saying this. I don't know. You walk to work day, but the work day is over. Can we just do day after World Rat Day raid? We could do that one. Someone type up the raid message. I already have a rat emote. Okay, who's streaming though? Who do I raid today? Many people out here streaming. But who? But which of these people? Who even do I raid? Sorry, this is the hardest part of the stream. Deciding someone to raid. Now, there's many people that I have not raided in like over a year. But also, I don't really interact with them. So, I will raid. What about this person? What's this person doing? What is this? Is this freaking Valorant? What is this? Okay, let's raid, sorry. Yeah, okay, let's raid Nino. Let's raid. So true. Out here making sounds. Like some kind of streamer. Streamer out here saying words. Anyway. I will be back tomorrow with a bunch of games. Just like last week, we'll be playing various Itch.io games. And that It's cool. Play like dozens of games. Literally tens of games. Probably not hundreds, but definitely at least 5 games. Definitely at least 3 games. At least 2 games, okay? More than 1 game. And yeah, that'll be it for this week. And then next week, I don't even know. To decide. I have to decide whether I want my streams to be just like all chatting streams, which like, yeah, I don't know, this is cool, but also I should like find some time to play other games, you know, since I'm not streaming on Tuesday and Thursday. I don't know. Anyway, the raid's going soon. I will now stop talking. I will see you next time. Goodbye.